Hello, sweet friends. Good to see everybody. Hello, sweet friends. We are live today. This is our Wisdom Wednesday, going from the unreal to the real. And there's a lot of energy going on, and that is the beauty of awakening. That energy will literally come into our face. Just like today, there was suddenly a lot of noise outside for a couple of minutes as the unreal has to kind of reveal itself, show the fakeness, if you will, of life. Yeah. So just like COVID kind of showed the fear and a different, like the trappings of life. We were locked in. That's like a physical prison, have to be inside. Yeah, the other prison is to realize that our emotions is also a prison. But we're not necessarily aware of these emotions. So they have to kind of become so noisy that we become aware of them. So it's the unreal is like the matrix, and the noise, the emotions become so blatantly obvious that people realize that this is not right. That is what these talks, these wisdoms Wednesdays of East Wisdom Wednesdays are about, to kind of bring clarity to the unreal, clarity to the real. As we are born from the real, but we are born into the unreal. The world outside is seemingly unreal. It is kind of a mirage. And yet it is in this way so that we can become aware of the real and birth the real into life. The real is the aliveness of our body, the aliveness of life, the aliveness of our soul, the aliveness of our spirit, the aliveness of our being, the aliveness of everything we do, the cause and effect of everything that is going on. So to become aware of the real is what we kind of want, and we kind of are given this potential through, like, everyone is given a little bit of reality, or within the ego there's a little bit of life that we suddenly can capture through reading a book or getting a technique or anything, and we can feel like, ooh, we awaken to a little bit of life, a little bit of love or happiness or whatever, depending on our category of being, our category of body being. But as we kind of have been born into this unreal, we have this realness within us. We have this life within us when we were little. And but gradually we are kind of taught, we are given the stories, the emotions, the ideas of the unreal. And gradually we will lose the real. We will gradually implement the unreal, and that will diffuse the real. And when we start, it's like a nourishment. Spirit or our aliveness is our nourishment. And gradually we will see that something is not giving us nourishment. So in the moment we have infused enough of the unreal into the real, it becomes a shock, because suddenly we don't feel nourished. And then there's a shock, because suddenly we go from the secure to the unsecure, from the stability of being to the stability of unbeing, or from the the fear of not being, or of feeling unstable. So the shock hits our spirit, and gradually we will start feeling a confusion. Things are not working the way we thought it was, or it's not working. Life isn't working. It's not just scripted anymore. So our mind gets filled with confusion. And gradually, as the energy the real starts dropping, we start feeling a little depressed or a little sad. And then gradually there's a feeling of injustice, that we feel robbed. So that's the physical feeling of anger. And then gradually from there we go into the physical body, where there's more just a depletion. So there's so the memory gradually becomes these levels of emotions or feelings, so to speak. And since we are kind of given this so early as a memory from our parents or from our ancestors, we kind of accept, goes pretty fast before we accept this reality as the real. So we kind of now are infused into the unreal, this matrix. So what we are doing here is to bring the real into focus. We're allowing this channel to the teacher. We're opening up. Because when you have been to the other side, when you have hit the real and you have integrated, which a true teacher does, then the real or the alive can awaken the alive. The real can awaken the real. So then when consciousness is alive, that is what we're bringing here on this Wisdom Wednesdays, these talks. We're giving you the potential to move through these energies, these emotions. In the physical, it can be a depletion, where suddenly you feel filled up with energy. And then you can feel anger, and then you can feel like almost happiness instead, or focus. And from sadness, you can feel like love. And from confusion, you can find purpose. And from spirit or fear, you can feel fearlessness or aliveness. So, and stability. So going through these different emotions are parts of awakening these different layers of our body, of our experience of connecting and infusing. But bringing the aliveness of energy into a dead container is kind of painful physically, or it can be, it awakens and becomes really aware of the uncomfortability of life, like the noise. So as we kind of bring this energy in here today, then people notice, people around gets like, everybody feels the real. It's always there, kind of hidden. And people kind of, just like flies, they fly around it looking for it. But it also requires kind of a guidance and a perseverance and a kind of a giving back, because when we start moving from the unreal to the real, there is that energy of that it cannot just be received, it had to be given, it has to be shared. And shared is like where like giving a donation, it's like giving something back, because to kind of tune in to these wisdom concepts, you want to give something back so that you can receive. Or else we just go into, oh, it's YouTube, everything is free and everything is just, then it just becomes knowledge. That's the unreal. It can feel real for a while, but then you're not allowing it to be spent from that of grace, that of thankfulness, that of love and appreciation. To truly engage with your heart and to your being, there is an appreciation that has to happen, where you dare to give back. When you dare to give back, that's when you're truly open to receiving. So I can talk about this and you can receive it just as a knowledge. There's so much knowledge out there. There's so many techniques on it. So everybody knows everything. And yet they're not receiving it because you're not opening up your heart. You're not giving back. You're not participating. So in the participation, then there will be a receiving, and that's when your mind can surrender into the space, and there is an energy that awakens your body being. And from there, the silence of the mind can come in to bring life to your spirit. So I'm kind of bringing your awareness of this process, bringing it down here in the physical, so that you can receive it and dance with it and take it through the system, which is so easy that you can't really do it. It's just a receiving. It's just a giving and a receiving. So that is what we're kind of bringing here, because part of opening up is to become aware of the energy dynamic of life. But then you will also be challenged, like most people, when people talk about being woke, it's because people are more awake than before, most places. But that's when you easily can get seduced by the unreal. The unreal have many levels to it. You can seduce by the ladies, you can seduce by the men, by different philosophies, ideologies, different techniques, different masters. There's different activism. There's to the left, to the right, like all these different kind of philosophies kind of will trap you. The idea of just wanting to figure it out all by yourself, not wanting to be guided. That is a beautiful trap of the mind, of the ego. So I'm the bringer of this energy, this wisdom, but it's also that you kind of have to realize that you will get stuck, you will get trapped by the levels of the unreal that is all around us, that we are submerged in. Like water, we're submerged in it, so that we can start taking breaths of the real and starting to float up over the pond and starting to make a little boat for ourselves and start enjoying and putting up a little sail and start enjoying the wind of the real. Becoming a real human being, as the real is that which is guiding you. So that is why I bring about this teaching, because it is time. It is the beautiful time to awaken in these times. People now are getting overloaded with emotional kind of attacks from all areas: society, friends, girlfriend groups, nationalities, colors, genders. Like everything is so infused into wanting to kind of control you, that it's a beautiful place where you can smile, enjoy it, like sound out here today, that we have to dare to just, let's take a break, let's not fight it, let's lift the white flag, let's walk in peace. So so yeah, truly it is a beautiful time to be alive, and it's a beautiful time to move from the unreal to the real. As you will notice and you will hear about many teachers, many books, many ideologies and techniques, and all these will give you parts of the puzzle, as they have kind of been, we built up these different kind of pillars through life, through history, so that we could find a time where we are ready to kind of use all these pillars to kind of allow our ship to become alive, not needing that old Toyota, but we could up level to a Ferrari or to a spaceship and dare to fly off. Not sure why I said Toyota, but yeah, I guess I always talk about Toyota. So the second part of this beautiful, beautiful talk is the coming together, the receiving. It is lifting your hands to the divine, looking your eyes to the divine, lifting your spirit to the divine, and realizing the real, letting it infuse in, just like this book. It is a beautiful kind of book cover where it shows that the life, the real, is coming in. It is my book, if you're wondering. My newest book. So it is kind of bringing life in and opening it up. And then as we do, we have to let it in. Meaning that you have to dare to relax. Relax your shoulders, drop your shoulders, sit back into your seat, sit back on your feet. Open up your legs and dare to receive. So it's almost like kind of just like a liquid gold just coming into your body from above, entering your head, your jaw like a yawn, your chest, your shoulders, down into your pelvis, your butt, further down into your, between your legs, down into your knees, into your feet, into your toes, down under your toes, out into your arms, as it kind of embraces you almost from behind, like a brace, and then you're surrendering to it. And then it kind of comes up again. Up your feet, up your knees, up your pelvis, up into your chest, up into your jaw, like a yawn, up into your head. And like a sneeze, it goes through the system. I had one lady just discovered the sneeze of energy when it goes through. Sometimes you just, it sneezes. like that. It sneezes, says done. It's almost like a resounding yes. 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 That's like the orgasm of life. Yes. 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 Yes, that is easy. And then it kind of comes full circle and releases into you. Beautiful. And with that, we are. Then you can feel like the stiffness or the pain a little bit in your body as you kind of. There is more life. There's more of the real inside, so your body will kind of having to, or you might feel restless, or you might feel hungry afterwards, or you might feel like some different stuff is working on your body for a few days. And if you're new, let me know. And if there's something weird, like text me or DM me or whatnot, and ask, and I might talk about it in the next Wisdom Wednesday or in my next talks, whenever they are. And I'm happy for everybody who's here, and let's have some fun together. And you might also be preparing for my next retreat, which is in 18th to 20th of August, which is going to be fun. Yeah, there is some people letting me know that there's some energy, people having a hard time getting in. So there's definitely been some moving, but then the beautiful thing, you can watch it later. The most important is just the receiving it, and then it's digesting for a time. Beautiful. And I will talk to you guys whenever we need to. And I hope you have a beautiful day.